What's up, everybody? Welcome back to part 17 of 20 of my, we're almost there, of my Making a Murderer documentary series review. This is season 2, episode 7. But before we jump into that, tomorrow, September the 9th, that is when the state's response to Kathleen Zellner's latest motion is due, according to Jerome Buting, who is Stephen Avery's ex-lawyer from the first season of Making a Murderer. He tweeted that out a couple days ago and stated that is when the state's response is due. Kathleen Zellner says the state determined cause of death through Dr. Jensen, a forensic pathologist. Dr. Jensen stated that Teresa Halbach died to being shot in the head. The bullet passed through her brain and ended up on the garage floor. It also was supposedly have gone through her skull as well. Kathleen Zellner requested the bullet fragments from the Attorney General's office. Sherry Coolhan tested it for blood but never noted any bone/skull fragments. If item FL, that's the bullet, went through her skull, there would definitely be bone fragments. In regards to Brendan Dassey, if they lose in the 7th Circuit Court, they will then try to get all 11 judges to hear the case. Right now, only 3 of the judges listen to the case, and the last step, if they fail there, would be the United States Supreme Court. Kathleen Zellner talks about how Teresa Halbach had been to the Avery's property, the salvage yard, before, and was comfortable enough to give Stephen Avery her cell phone number. Kathleen Zellner states that at 2:31 p.m., Teresa Halbach arrived at the Avery property. The last call from her phone was at 2:41 p.m., miles away from the Avery property. Kathleen Zellner believes that puts her on Cuss Road, which is also the same place the dogs hit on the suspected burial site. Police say it wasn't a burial site. Of course they didn't. Kathleen Zellner says the police didn't think of the possibility that Teresa Halbach's body was in her car, the RAV4, at that location for a while, before it was moved and before it was burned. The state agreed to let Kathleen Zellner examine the bullet, item FL, with a state agent present. When Kathleen Zellner did her own testing, they still could not detect any bone fragments on the bullet, which is one thing they agree should be there. After Kathleen Zellner examined the bullet, they now know, according to her, that it did not go through Teresa Halbach's head. On June 7th, 2017, Kathleen Zellner files a 1,200-page motion on behalf of Stephen Avery. Now, here's a question I have that I don't understand. I don't know how, clearly, I don't know how everything about how the law works in the United States, in the state of Wisconsin, in the county that they're in. But you would think that if the state has evidence, that they would need to turn everything over to Stephen Avery's lawyer. I don't understand, and this isn't just in Stephen Avery's case. I don't understand how this is a thing in general. I don't understand how they can keep evidence. She had to request the bullet fragments. Shouldn't that be something that just gets turned over when she takes over the case, when Kathleen Zellner takes over the case? Why can the state deny that request? I don't get it. And I get it's the same thing with the RAV4. They won't release the RAV4. There was a scene in one where she said it was underground in a container or something. We're gonna do a little bit more research into that. But yeah, it's weird that they don't have to just here's all the evidence we have, but this piece of evidence over here could lead to him being released from prison. So we won't give you that, and we don't have to. That doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. What am I missing? Am I missing something? Explain it to me. But yeah, so there wasn't a lot of brand new evidence in this episode. As we're getting towards the end of the series, there's not a lot of new breaking evidence. So that's what was talked about in season 2, episode 7. This was part 17. We'll be back soon with part 18, and we're getting close to the end of the Making a Murderer documentary review. So what do you think? Leave some comments. Remember, tomorrow, September 9th, supposedly the state has to respond to Kathleen Zellner's latest motion. Let's hope it goes the correct way. Hope everyone out there has a great day. See you again soon.